All right, hope everybody's doing good. I need to do a breakdown of what happened the other day. I know I've posted a couple times about it, but I'm going to explain exactly what happened the other night. I was basically coyote hunting. I was trying out a call I'd gotten and a decoy, and I built a tree stand on the back side of my property. It's like right on the property line, pretty much. But it's the best spot for it. But I was probably out there a little over an hour, and I was using the coyote call. Probably 40 minutes after being there, I actually called one in, but he wouldn't come on my property. So he got in, almost got, he got real close to crossing my property line. But and I know we've got a lot of hunters, law enforcement, military in our group, but I know there's some people who don't hunt and they don't believe in hunting and shooting. It's predator. I've got chickens. We've got a lot of other animals around here. So coyotes are a nuisance, especially when you live out here, and they carry disease and just, I'm going to get rid of them if I can. But anyway, I know most people in our group hunt so they can handle it. But that's what I was out there doing. Believe it or not, I wasn't doing Sasquatch stuff. The stand, I'm not even done with it yet. It's basically boards going across a tree. There's like 3 trees together. It goes up approximately 11 feet maybe. And then I've got one board on going from one tree to another, and then from another tree to another. So it's like a triangle, and then there's just 2 boards on top of it, and that's what I sit on. It's not great yet. In fact, my daughter wanted to get up the other day. I said no, because it's not safe. It's not safe for me to be up in it right now, but I am. So anyway, I'm out there calling for the coyote. One comes in, he doesn't come across the property line. I'm like, all right, whatever. Well, odds are probably not going to get another one to come in, but you never know. So I sat out there for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, probably maybe 10-15 minutes after the coyote came in, I heard a loud wood knock. It was a super obvious wood knock too. And if you don't have a thermal, I need to explain a few things about them. One, it refreshes basically resets or refreshes, and you can, on mine, you can change the setting. I think it's like every 2 minutes it refreshes, and it makes a click click sound. Well, on the video I'm going to show, it's at, I believe it's 1 minute 55 seconds, 1 minute 56 seconds, something like that. You hear a pop sound, and it's pretty obvious, but it's so close to the reset. You hear the click click of the reset, you might be able to miss it. So you'll hear snap and then click click, basically, is what it is. So it's a wood knock. I hear a wood knock, and I start looking around everywhere. I'm panning around trying to find it, trying to find out where it came from. And I settle in on, I'd already seen a few hot spots, but there's animals all out there, and there's a lot of smaller animals. I spot them all the time, especially with this thermal. It's a good one. And I see this hot spot, and I could have sworn that there was a big rock there, which there was one. So I moved to it, I'm looking at it, and then I actually canted this way. You'll see in the video it cants a little bit. And then I steady back out, I look at it a little bit, and then I move off. I saw movement, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't realize what happened. So basically, I knew something happened, but I didn't really see what it was. I didn't get a good look, and I thought maybe even it was me moving the thermal around. So I wasn't sure. So the next day I check it out, or actually that night I started checking it out. But I've been off, and I've been able to go through it. And basically what it looks like is something moves in behind that rock. You see their head pop up like this. They're maybe a few feet behind the big boulder. And then there's more movement, and then all of a sudden there's a big, huge white hot spot that basically engulfs the boulder. It's big. I got my wife to go out there and do some comparison shots, and I think it's a Sasquatch. If it wasn't, it's a human. But I've been told over and over again, you're not going to get any more than a fleeting glimpse of these things, even with a thermal. So far, that's been true. One thing I did not realize, though, is it seems like every time that I may or may not have gotten these things on thermal, they're not showing up super hot like other animals are. Now, sometimes these thermals, especially the one I've got, you see a lot of detail. So there's a lot of different shades in living beings, animals, other people. If it's on white hot, which it is, you'll see bright white, you'll see off-white, and then gray, and then a little lighter gray, and then dark gray, and then black. You know, there's several levels of color. My old one, it was just a few. I had a TK Scout, and there wasn't that much difference when you look at things. There's just not that much detail, but in this, there is. In the Pulsar I've got, and it actually makes things a little difficult. But what I've noticed is these things are not showing up super, super hot. And I think it's probably because of the hair. And in the comparison shots, you can tell my wife's head, her face is pretty hot. Her hand is sitting on the boulder. It's super hot because it's exposed. But her head area is, she's actually got a cap on, and it shows up grayish white. Well, when you see the being pop up like this, you'll see its head, and all of it's that grayish white. It's not super white, and the only time it gets super white is when it comes up on that rock. And I think that's just the difference in the color. That's how the cameras work. You put something really hot against something really cold, and there's going to be a lot of contrast. And I think that's what happens, is because it's in the background behind the boulder, and it moves up, and then it kind of hugs around it, and you'll see the left-hand side of it. I tried doing this on, doing this whole breakdown on StreamYard, but the video quality is terrible on there to show video. So I'm going to put it together with my phone. This is just the introductory part. I'm going to string a few videos I made together and show you exactly what went on, put my wife out there, comparison shots, show you the area, the boulder, the whole 9 yards. So just, take a look, see what you think. Thank you. All right, so I'm up in the stand where I was the other night, where I got the thermal of what looked like something crawling and pretty big. And I had my wife go out there. She didn't want to be on regular video, but she helped me with the thermal. And the place I'm going to be showing everybody where this thing was is right in there. And I'm about to shoot it and get the distance. And then I'll put that together with the video we shot, the comparison shots of my wife getting over there. And there's a big boulder over there. What it looks like to me is something is on the side or on the top of it. So that's what we're looking at. So this is the boulder the subject was hiding behind. I got my wife to come out here and do comparison video with me through the thermal. She's close to 5'9". It's hard to tell exactly how tall the subject is because it's obviously hiding behind the boulder. But we are 75 yards away from where I was at. My stand. I was up at a tree stand. I was actually coyote hunting during this. Believe it or not, I wasn't doing Bigfoot stuff, but it's right there. So what it looks like to me, and it's a little confusing, I know, because of the way thermals work. Something may show up hot and then something else comes into the frame and then it shows up hotter than the other object and they change colors. But what it looks like to me is it's probably back there behind the rock a little bit. Its head pops up and then it looks like it gets closer and maybe even gets around the boulder, and you'll be able to see it'll be its left hand side, its shoulder, maybe the curvature of the head around there. But at first you'll see the head pop up, and then you'll see some movement, and then you'll see it all come together. But it was either a human or it was a Sasquatch. Okay, so this is the original video, and I'm just going to play through it. Go ahead and skip to the wood knock. It's at 156. Now remember, you're going to hear a click or a pop and then a click click. Do it again. Now the recorder is not that great on here, but that was the wood knock. I'm going to go to the shorter version. Now this is when I actually find the subject. I don't realize what I just catch, and I go off of it. Go back and let Now, I've got stills of this, but that is the head that appears. The gray area, the black area, that's the big boulder. And there's the head that pops up. Moves around. And it gets right on top of that boulder. You'll be able to see that boulder better during the day. But that is big. It's very big. Head popping up. Now it's on top of the boulder completely. I believe that's the
left side of its body, maybe the left arm going up to the shoulder. It's a pretty big boulder. What you're looking at now are the stills. I put the one where his head pops up first. It is above where my wife went out there and pretty much did the same thing. The next one you see is the still from where it completely comes on top of the boulder, and it looks like the left hand side of his upper body.